Welcome everybody back to the Millenary Mindset. This is Dairo, and today I'm here with another thought bubble. And today we're going to discuss my top four favorite personal finance books. Each one of these books gave me a great lesson and taught me a rule, if you might say, that I put in place in my personal life that helped me put me on the fast train to success and achieve that ultimate goal, which is financial freedom. I want to share those books with you today so you can go ahead and read them, take the lessons from them, and apply it into your own life. So let's get started. The first book is The Richest Men in Babylon. Now, what I took out of this book, well, before then, let me give you a synopsis. What it is about is basically the study of one man and how he became to be the richest man in his city. What did he do? What were his habits? And his mentors, right? So what I took out of that, the lesson for me, which goes across the book and what it stems to, is learn how to pay yourself first, right? We are so busy in our day-to-day lives that when we receive a paycheck, we do the complete opposite. We pay everybody else first. We pay our bills, we pay our sorry, that was Oliver. We pay our our car loans, we pay our credit cards, we pay everybody else except the person who's worked it the most, and that's you. So I took that to heart when I read the book. I was like, yeah, you know what? I need to start paying myself first. And when I applied it, it wasn't easy. Now, I'm not talking about paying yourself first in the sense of cars and jewelry and vacations. No, take money aside and use it for you and your future. And like I said, when I started, it was very difficult. It was not easy, right? Because I always think I'm not going to have enough money, right? But I started with five, then I moved to 10, then I moved to 20, and so on and so forth. And I just moved it somewhere I did not see it. And you know what? I had to get accustomed not using that money, and I still found a way to get things done. So that was a good lesson for me. The second one is Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. If you're following this channel, you probably have heard of him. If you haven't, you should. He's a teacher when it comes to learning how to budget and paying down your debt and setting yourself self up for the future. Now, he is a little bit on the conservative side, and that's for really good reasons. But if anything that I took from his book was learning how to budget, right? Giving your dollar a definition, telling it where to go, and not waiting for it to go by itself. Period. You know. There's a quote that he says. I'll tell you guys later, and if anything, I'll put it in the description. Um, give your dollar a name. There you go. That's what it is. Give your dollar a name. So it taught me fundamentally how to budget myself, and that was not easy as well. And then it also taught me how to kill my debt with the snowball effect, right? And the snowball effect is basically you start with the lowest to the biggest, and you work your way through. So that was very important for me. So again, the first book taught me how to pay myself first. The second book taught me how to budget and pay my debts off. The third book is Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that was actually a really good book. And it's funny because compared to Dave Ramsey, it's night and day, where Ramsey tells you not to spend any money and not to get any loans, credit cards, whatsoever. Robert Kawasaki kind of argues the other end, where you should spend money the right way and you should get loans the right way. So the story of Rich Dad Poor Dad is basically the comparison that he did between his father and his friend's father, where his father was a middle class man working as a school teacher, I believe, or some college professor, but he was living paycheck to paycheck. Wow, with very high education. That's what I meant. Sorry. His father had a very high education, college graduate, all that, but was living paycheck to paycheck. While his friend's father, who really didn't have high education, was a successful entrepreneur, and he was making a comparison of the both habits, the habits of each father. And what I took from that book was the business, right? It got me into a business mentality where now I learned how to save. Now I need to apply that to something that's going to make me more, right? Don't just save for the sake of saving, save for a purpose, right? Turn your money into soldiers, which is a statement that is also said in The Richest Man of Babylon, right? So he taught the book taught me to look now instead of a budget to look at it from a business perspective, right? And that was very important to me. Now, the fourth book, and this one really gave me a lot of closure, was The Millionaire Next Door, right? If you grew up or when you grow up and you watch the media, they portray millionaires as this fancy, crazy, not expending, spending group of people who buy these luxury items, Ferraris, boats, houses, mansions, and you're like, man, that's insane, right? The book is a complete opposite. It tells you what a real millionaire is. I'm sorry, and it's a person that could be your next door neighbor, right? So the book is about how the author made a research by grabbing X amount of millionaires and studying their characteristics, their habits. Where do they shop? Where do they eat? How did they make their millions? And to my surprise, I came to realize that they're average people like you and me, right? Me and you could be millionaires, right? At any point in time. It's just how we structure our life, how we structure our economy, our personal economy, that what's going to lead us to that. And plays a huge role, right? Being entrepreneurs. Um, so it gave me closure to the four to the last three books. The first one, again, Richest Man in Babylon, taught me to pay myself first. Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover taught me how to budget my money and how to pay down debt. Third one, Robert Kawasaki, taught me to think at a business level, right? You learn how to manage your personal finance. Now turn your mind into a business entrepreneur mindset, right? And then the fourth one, The Millionaire Next Door, showed me that anybody could be a millionaire, right? And there's no difference between you and that person but their habits. So I hope you guys read these books. I'll leave the description down below. But hey, you tell me, what are your favorite personal finance books? Let me know. Maybe I haven't read one. But thank you. Food for thought.